your work schedule and all of those things. So I come straight to women in their homes, treat pelvic
Okay.
floor dysfunction, or help them recover postpartum right in their homes, or I do it
Okay.
virtually.
Okay. Okay. And for the viewers that doesn't know what pelvic floor therapy is or whatever, could you tell us a little bit about it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I usually have my model with me, Sonya, and I don't. It's downstairs. But everybody has a pelvis. Everybody has a pelvic floor. It's not just a woman thing, but I only treat
Mhm.
women, okay? And so your
Okay.
pelvic floor is a group of muscles in the base of your pelvis that supports your pelvic organs, so your
Mhm.
rectum, your bladder, your uterus where the baby grows. And
Okay.
so pelvic floor therapists treat conditions related to those pelvic floor muscles.
Okay.
There's been studies that show about 80% of people who have chronic back pain also have pelvic floor dysfunction. So
Okay.
it's a lot of times it's something that goes underdiagnosed because of the shame related to the issues that people have in their pelvic floor. Because this could be pain with intercourse, it could be
Okay.
incontinence, so like leaking urine when you jump or cough or sneeze, or having urinary urgency, or even
Mhm.
fecal incontinence. So a lot of these things, there's a stigma around it in our community, so people are not talking about it, and people are not knowing that there are people like me who can help you manage or cure those symptoms.
Wow. So a lot of the symptoms that like women, for instance, deal with can stem from the pelvic floor, like just dysfunction.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And a lot of people think it's just associated with pregnancy, because a lot of times
Hmm.
um, people who are pregnant and postpartum deal with a lot of these changes more, because, we talked about how those muscles are supporting your uterus and the baby's growing there. So it's shifting and changing a lot of things. So a lot of the people that I treat are pregnant and postpartum, but it's not always just pregnant and postpartum people. It can be anybody with a pelvis.
Okay, okay, because I know a lot of women, we deal with a variety of issues,
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, just learning more about our health and what can cause and what different like symptoms can thrive from and come from.
Mhm, mhm.
And like, well, would you say like UTIs, would that have something to, as far as I know, a lot of women suffer with that.
Sometimes, a lot of times, UTIs can be because of changes in sexual partners, or just your eating and drinking habits, or
Mhm.
even just hygiene. But
Mhm.
sometimes, because those pelvic floor muscles, also the first layer of them, they kind of constrict your urethra, so where the pee comes out, so it kind of controls that. So if you're
Okay.
having some issues with that first layer of your pelvic floor, you could possibly have symptoms like a UTI.
Okay, okay. And I know you said like back pain could be a cause of dysfunction. And what would you say some treatments for that? Like, is it anything women can do, like, on their own to just get that, something naturally that they can do to just get back in rhythm?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, we just recommend that, for one, women become familiar with their anatomy. And so what that looks like is doing a vulval check. So your vagina is that canal that you really can't see when you look down there, but your vulva is what you can see when you look
Okay.
between your legs. So for one, just increasing your awareness of those terms. So doing a vulva check looks like getting one of those handheld mirrors, and
Okay.
possibly like standing at your bathtub, for example, and putting one foot up and putting that mirror down there, so you can really see
Mm-hmm.
what your anatomy looks like, so you can just be aware of what's going on down there. So that's something that you can do on your own. So if you see any changes that are
Mm-hmm.
alarming, that's when you want to go see a medical provider, so more of like your gynecologist, for example. But the things that you can do as far as keeping your pelvic floor healthy is exercise and moving. And exercising your pelvic floor is not just doing Kegels, so those pelvic floor contractions that people talk about. It's also,
Mm-hmm.
being more aware of the way that you breathe and not breathing so much with your chest, but allowing your whole diaphragm and your entire core
Mm.
to expand to allow those muscles to get just a good lengthening as well as contraction. So just going to the
Wow.
gym, walking, doing yoga,
Mm-hmm.
breathing, mindfulness activities, all of those things are really good for your pelvic floor because a lot of studies show that people who are dealing with stress and anxiety, those people are more so prone to having just different chronic pelvic pain issues. And it's really, we're not sure which one causes the other
Mm-hmm.
because it could be the pain that's causing the stress and anxiety or the other way around.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. And that's just so key. Like you said, just knowing our anatomy and our body and just being aware of those things. And then I don't think we check down, a lot of us don't, we don't get mirrors and just be looking up, which we should,
You
which,
should. Because it's
yeah,
ours, right? We need to just
yes,
know, okay,
yes.
everything's the same down there, or it's different. Maybe let
Mm-hmm.
me go check that out. Because,
Mm-hmm.
you could just being aware of that, you can prevent cancer that way, or at least catch
Yeah.
it sooner. So it's
Mm-hmm.
really important for us to know
Yeah,
our
which
anatomy.
I do. I get a mirror every now and then. I'm like, let me make sure everything, looking
Yeah,
good and looking normal.
that's right. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So you told us a little bit about what made you get into it, right? You said you saw, like a need for it, and yeah, just tell us just a little bit. I know you told us some about, what made you go to school. Just say, oh, I want to become a pelvic floor therapist.
Yeah, yeah. So, um, that when I was working in Memphis as an aide at a pelvic floor clinic before PT school, that really ignited me.
Yes.
But also really being a woman and noticing how so many women
Mm,
feel like they have to choose between taking care of themselves and taking care of their families. And most of the time
mhm.
they will choose their family. 9 times,
Yeah,
well, really almost 10
that's
times out of
us.
10, and put
That's us.
themselves
Mhm.
right, and you end up putting
Mhm.
yourself last. and
Mhm.
and sometimes women will do that. And because I'm also an orthopedic therapist as well, and I talk to women who have children and grandchildren, and now they're retired and they're able to see me for, let's say, knee pain or whatever, and they will come in and they will say, onset of pain could have been way back when they had kids, but now they have the time to treat it. But now
Mhm.
it's so chronic that it takes so much longer to get over. And
Oh, wow.
so during the years of your life where you should be like resting and vacationing and relaxing, you're dealing
Mhm.
with so much pain that you could have
Yes.
got rid of when you were younger,
Mhm.
right? When you were
Yes.
putting yourself last and everybody else first. But
Mhm.
it doesn't have to be like that. We really can, as women, we can choose us first and prioritize our health. That's where I get my name from, generational health. So I think women, a lot of times, we are the core of our families, and our families kind of model our behaviors. So if
Yeah.
we decide early on as moms, I will take care of myself and my family, we're teaching our children to do that. We're teaching our spouses to do that. So we can really live, because I know right now the buzz is generational wealth, especially
Yeah.
for Black people. And we
Yes.
deserve
Mhm.
that. But we got to
Mhm.
be alive and well and have a good
Mhm.
quality of life to really enjoy that. And so
Yeah.
that's why I believe as Black families, as Black people, we should focus on generational health first. And if it
Mm.
starts with moms, I think it'll help the whole family for generations to come.
Yes. And I love that. You led us right into the next question. Like, tell us about generational health. Tell us about your business and how you got started. What made you branch out and just take that step?
So Catherine, didn't you interview Catherine already?
Yes,
Catherine
I
Smith?
did. Oh my
So
goodness.
she's my mentor.
Um,
And just honestly with her guidance, she really just helped me just release the fear of starting and just start. And
mhm.
so because I had the idea for a long time. Like I told you, I went into PT school knowing like this is what I want to do.
Hmm.
But being a young clinician, like I said, I'm just 2 years out of school.
Yeah.
There was just a lot of doubt and imposter syndrome that I had to get
Hmm.
over. But
Hmm.
just talking to her and being under her mentorship, she just made it seem so easy. Like I said, I'm a mobile practice, so that's easy. I don't have any overhead but I'm
Yes.
also able to meet those needs that I think women a lot of times prefer to be seen um in their homes, especially
Yeah.
when they have a small baby or even just
Hmm.
multiple children. It's just easier. So every time I had a doubt or I made things seem like such a big deal to get over, she just made it seem so small.
Isn't
So
her energy amazing?
she's amazing. So I really owe it all to her for me just,
Mm.
stepping out on faith and just listening and just going on this assignment. And it's been great.
Really? And shout out to Catherine. She's watching us. Kudos to you. Oh my
Is
goodness.
she watching?
Yes, she
Hi,
is.
Catherine.
Yes, and guys, make sure you drop those questions as you come in as well. Catherine, yes, she's watching, and oh my goodness, that energy when we met, it's just like, isn't it so catchy and on fire? It's just she's so dynamic. I'm like, oh my lord, where you been all my life?
She's one of a kind. She really is a special person. She's an angel on earth. She really is.
She is. She is. So, oh, I'm so proud of you. Just pushing past that fear, pushing
Yeah.
past that fear, and really just going out and just stepping out, doing it. I'm so proud of you. And that's what we're here to do is just support each other and just really stand together. I mean, we could do anything we put our mind to, and just being creative like that, the mobile practice, and being able to, like you said, go serve your families in the comfort of their home. Who wouldn't want, to be
Mhm.
able to just, my doctor come to me and that's just, it's convenient.
Yeah. It is. It is.
Hmm. I
It
love
is.
it. And we have a couple of questions coming in. They said, what area do
Okay.
you service?
Oh, okay. So, right now, I'm based out of Tucker, so I service like 20-25 miles in that Tucker, Georgia radius. Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
20
within
25
25.
miles outside of Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
The Tucker area. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and Catherine said, I couldn't miss this. I love you both so much. We love you too. We love you too. So yeah, you guys keep dropping those questions. We want to make sure you get your questions in. So I'm just
And
so
let
bad.
me let me say this about the service area too,
Okay.
because I do home visits and I also do virtual, so that could be anywhere in Georgia for PT visits. And
Okay.
then I also do birth prep work, so helping women prepare for delivery.
Mm-hmm.
And that can really be anywhere because it's more of like a wellness visit. So if you are interested in these type of services, just email me or go to my website and book a consultation and we can talk about it, because if you are outside of my service area, I can definitely find somebody that will work with you in your area.
Oh, we love that. Yeah, definitely partnership. Definitely partnership. So reaching out. Okay, we have another question. At what age do you recommend that women go see a pelvic floor physical therapist if they are doing it proactively? If
Oh,
they're
that
doing.
is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
My Catherine, yes.
honestly, I would say as soon as possible. Now, we usually do not recommend us being the first pelvic exam that a
Okay.
female experiences. So if
Okay.
you are a teenager and you've never had like your pap smear or your pelvic exam from your gynecologist, I
Mm-hmm.
would wait until after that before you see a pelvic floor therapist. Now, I have worked with teenagers before, who have had those pelvic exams before, and it's really
Mm-hmm.
great because a lot of times teens have abdominal pain that can't be explained. That's kind of linked to anxiety and things that we talked about earlier, especially in
Mm-hmm.
these days. A lot of teens are dealing with anxiety, and they can have
Yeah.
some pelvic floor symptoms as well. That if we treat those pelvic floor muscles and work on those techniques that I mentioned, it will help with the abdominal pain and all those other issues as well. So as soon as possible, really, to be proactive, because we like to work in the preventative space for sure.
Okay.
But if you are someone who is maybe preparing to have intercourse for the first time. Let's say that have been abstinent, now you're about to get married and you're planning to have intercourse on the honeymoon, and you
Mm-hmm.
might want to go see a pelvic floor therapist ahead
Mm-hmm.
of time to prepare for that, and we can see how the tone of your muscles are now and kind of let
Okay.
you know the things you can do to prepare those muscles so it won't be
Mm-hmm.
so painful and you can enjoy that experience with your spouse. Or
Yeah.
if you're preparing for delivery and you want
Mm.
to learn things you can do to relax those pelvic floor muscles, because in actuality those muscles don't help you push the baby out, they just need to relax so your uterus can move the baby along.
Oh,
So we can
okay.
teach techniques so that you're able to get those muscles out of the way so you have a
Mm.
less risk of tearing the vaginal tissues when you deliver vaginally.
Oh wow, that
Mhm.
is great. I mean, it's like some good information to know. Like those muscles don't help you push; they need to be relaxed and
Yes.
help. So your uterus. Wow, I mean, that's just I didn't know that. There's like use your muscles, push, push. And then you're not being a doctor or whatever. Which muscles? All the muscles.
Yeah, you really what you really can do in labor is control your breath and use
Yes.
the pressure from your breathing to
Mm-hmm.
assist your uterus in moving the baby along. Yeah. That
Yes.
that's really what you have the most control of.
Over is your breath, yes, and
Yeah.
that's really going to control that the whole, I guess, experience.
Their birthing experience. Absolutely. Yes.
I love it. I love it. This is some great information.
Mhm.
That's what I say. You're really helping us, and that's what I said. Pelvic floor therapist. I'm like, this is just so cool. Just to know this and know that. Like you said, giving information as far as young girls. So you would say that as long as they've been to the doctor before. So you say like after their teen years will probably be ideal for them to
Probably.
start,
Yeah.
considering using
Mhm.
a pelvic floor therapist.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. So, oh my goodness, this has been great. So, what keeps you? I mean, what gives you like? I know you could tell you love what you do. You just enjoy it. So, what gets you up in the morning and just keeps you going? Just make you.
This dog is, I'm sorry.
Oh,
What
Kenny,
gets
Kenny
me
want to
going?
be on camera.
He is so needy. But what gets me going really, Sonya, is just knowing that I am operating in my purpose. So that's why I really love the name Fabulous on Purpose, because even Catherine's watching, but even just meeting Catherine and connecting with her and doing the things that we do for moms.
Yeah.
Um and then just starting this mobile practice and being able to go to women's homes, and like I said, because my mission for my career is what we mentioned earlier, to create a society where women don't feel like they have to be last all the time, that we can be first, and by
Yes.
prioritizing ourselves we are helping
Mm,
our families for generations to come. And so
yeah.
just knowing I'm operating in my purpose and God hasn't shown me anything otherwise, he keeps
Mm.
lining up for me, like this interview. Oh my goodness, I'm so thankful to be here to talk about this. I have these full circle moments all the time. So it's really
Oh.
a blessing. It really is.
Oh, and it's a blessing connecting with women like you and Catherine. It's just such a blessing that God's bringing us, like you said, just the divine connections and just
Mhm.
bringing us together. And then learning about our body, our health. Like last week, I mean, Catherine, it was a couple of weeks ago, it was just a dynamic, just learning all the information that we don't know as women about our
Mhm.
bodies, about our health. And it needs to be, these are things that we need to know. We need to know how to care for ourselves, put ourselves first, and then knowing the holistic way, like you said, just not being medicated. Because now you go, oh, they're quick to give you a prescription, but you want to know what kind of natural things I can do, to
Yeah,
get in a better space, a healthier space.
exactly, exactly. You just want to learn how you can manage your health, right? You just don't always want to put the management of your health in someone else's hands. And that's
Yeah.
why I love physical therapy, because we really
Mhm.
show people, and not just pelvic floor physical therapy, but physical therapy and all the different disciplines, because we really show people how to unlock that power that they have in themselves to heal themselves.
Yes.
Because it's not a quick
Wow.
process. It's a learning journey. It requires consistency and discipline and accountability. But it's a beautiful thing when you can gradually move away from symptoms that have been damaging to your quality of life. So
Wow.
it's a journey that we walk together, and usually people become like family with their physical therapist. So it's so fun.
Mhm. Oh, I love it. I love it. So yeah, yeah, yeah. We're gonna have to definitely connect and get some things going. I love that because we're in Jonesboro and Tucker, so you're not far. Hopefully, I'm within that 25.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
listen, I have driven to Macon before, so just that's why I said just contact me. Just contact
yes,
me.
ma'am. And so before we get out of here, tell us just a couple of your future goals. What do you see yourself? What in a couple of years to maybe 3 years?
Hold on one second. I'm so sorry.
Yes, that's fine. That's totally fine. Your baby is just got you.
I'm getting in the
Just leave
garbage
him in your
can.
lap. Just leave him in your lap. He wants to be on the camera too.
But he jumps out. So my future goals, I would say in a couple of years, hopefully I will have a clinic space where I
Mm,
can also see people in clinic as well as going to people's homes. So that's a huge
okay.
goal of mine to be able to
Mm,
expand in that way. And maybe in a couple of years, also have another therapist on my team so that we can see more women and impact more
mhm,
people's lives and families. Um,
mhm.
yeah.
It's gonna happen. We stand with you in agreement. It is gonna happen. It definitely is gonna happen. And I can't wait. I can't wait to celebrate with you. Can't wait to
Thank
celebrate
you
and
so
open that new
much.
office. Yeah. We can't
Thanks.
wait to come celebrate. So yes, sweetheart, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure, and we're gonna have to connect. You, Catherine, and I, and then I love that she's always doing, and you and her are always doing the health wellness workshops, seminars, and just really that's something great and definitely needed. So we'll definitely have to connect and just maybe do something together. I would love that. Yeah,
Yeah, please.
it's just a pleasure. So yeah, so anything you want to say to the viewers before getting out of here? Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. We see Victoria's in the house, Catherine, with Felicia. We appreciate you guys for joining us. Make sure you like and share the video, like and share. Any last closing words you want to share?
I just want to thank you guys for watching and listening. Thank you, Sonya, for having this space to
Yeah.
highlight women's businesses and this space for single moms to go to kind of get the
Mhm.
resources that they need. This is
Yes.
amazing. And
Yes.
I'm so grateful.
Oh, and I'm grateful to have you. It's been a pleasure. You're such a sweetheart. So yeah, so guys, just go ahead, make sure and I have our information. Tell us how we can stay connected to you before we get out of here, and I'll put your information up as well.
Okay, perfect. So I'm on Instagram a lot, just making fun educational videos for folks and letting people know what I am doing. So on Instagram is Dr. JT underscore the pelvic PT. So that's DRJT underscore the pelvic PT on Instagram. That's my website there, generational health, PT and wellness.com. That is where you can go to book a consultation with me. And that's just a phone call where we talk about your needs, and it's absolutely free. So you can go there and book that consultation and review my services there. And you can
Okay.
email me at drjt.thepelvicpt at gmail.com. That's
Mhm.
drjt.thepelvicpt at gmail.com.
Yeah, but we have that on the screen. So make sure you guys go to the website and share the website. Share this information tonight that we've gained. Just go ahead and share it, and then the email is up, and then it's generational health. It's generational health, and I love that. I love the name you came up because that's most important. Like you said, we're chasing the money, but first and foremost, your health got to be in order.
so you can
Yes.
enjoy it because you deserve
Yes.
it. Yeah.
So we can live to enjoy it. Yes. So thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. And guys, thank you so much. We'll be back here in 2 weeks, same time, same place. We appreciate you guys. Like, share the video, and we love you. And go out and be fabulous on purpose. And make sure you connect and share Dr. Jessica Simpson's. No, Thompson. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Jessica Simpson, that's a celebrity. Just go.
So Jessica Thompson, oh my goodness, this dear heart. Be sure to connect with her. Go to the website, check out and see all the amazing things she's doing in the community, Instagram, and just stay connected to her. We appreciate you guys, and we are out. We love you, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Good night.